Good evening, everyone. This is our Wow Wednesday with Solex testimonial call. We've been doing this for 2.5 years. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Every week we talk about mainly the AO scan and how amazing it is, but Solex has so many other amazing products, supplements, revolutionary things, and we love to share all of it. And remember, we are not claiming anything. We're not dealing with diagnoses or labels or healing or curing or any of that stuff. We're talking about information that empowers us because no one else is giving us the information that we need to make good decisions for our health. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up this call. By the way, I'm Dr. Sheila, if you don't already know me. And we love Solex and we love AO Scan. And we just want to share with you all the amazing things that we're experiencing and the different ways people are using this phenomenal technology. So I'm going to open it up and just ask anybody on the call that's here right now. Do you have anything at all you want to share with us about the scanner or anything else Solex? Oh, Lucy, great.
I tried to raise my little hand thing, but it wasn't coming up. I've been in Solex since 2020 in the fall, and overall, it's been amazing for me. I mean, this is technology that I'm not letting go of. It's wonderful, but my husband's not always the best candidate. He expects me to scan him and do stuff, but he's not a good patient. And his back was really bothering him the other day, and to the point he had golf to league to play. And I said, well, maybe you should just take the night off and let somebody else cover for you. But in the meantime, I did. I scanned his back and optimized. I did the AO tuners. I did the red light, like for the neck, the face mask, the neck. I put that on him. Then I had him use the actual red light 660 band. But I still said you should just kind of hang low, keep calm or whatever. No, I feel better. He went and golfed and did really good. And he had golf the next day and went and did that. And he's still doing good. And so anyway, it's pretty amazing. And he's not one, I mean, he's a big baby when it comes to pain or like, well, I shouldn't say this, but like most guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just reminds me of all the tools we have. And like I told him, I said, when something's wrong or feeling off, we have all these tools in our shed. But just like your garden, you can have all the tools in your shed you want, but if you're not picking up the hoe and going out and weeding, the weed's still growing.
That's
So,
exactly right.
so anyway, it just all the tools are amazing that we have. So
Lucy, I
I
love that
love
you brought
Solex.
that up because that's another reason that I love Solex so much because, we've been through so many different things where we have learned how important it is that we take our health back and that we take responsibility for our health. And Solex has made it so affordable that we can have all of these revolutionary tools in our own homes. People can start a whole new business with these revolutionary tools, or they can just have their own home wellness center.
Oh, yeah,
Seriously, because they're so affordable. It blows my mind. And we have everything people need.
yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I wanted to share something really quick. I have a gal in Europe that was going to present for us when we went out and did our live event out there in May, and she wasn't able to, but she is a pharmacist and she has had some really serious health conditions. Let me pull up what she sent me today. She was going to give her story at the event and then something happened and she couldn't come, and I was so disappointed because her story is so powerful. But I'm going to read to you what she sent me today, and she's going to do a testimonial. She's asleep right now because our time zones are so different, but she's going to do an official testimony soon. But she said her blood values are excellent for the first time in 6 years. Only the diagnostic tests are still positive. So AO Solex brought my body in balance. I have two terrible diseases, Cushing's and a blood rheumatism. and both are not active anymore at the moment. Also, the pain in my body reduced by broadcasting 24/24 in Cephi dots, cellular restore, pain, arthritis, and perfect body. So I became a better version of myself. Lots of hugs, warm, loving greetings to all of you. Isn't that, I mean, her story will blow your mind when she gets this out officially, but I just could not believe all the progress that she has received just from our technologies and products. Seriously, if people understood the power of frequency, that everything is frequency, and we actually draw a lot of things to us on accident because we don't realize the power of frequency. What if we now had empowerment where we controlled the frequencies coming and directed it towards our cells so that now they can vibrate where they're supposed to? Mind blowing. Mind blowing.
I have a
So
couple stories.
I bet you do.
I'm surprised Annie's not here because she's always on the calls. So I'll
Uh,
share one of hers
okay.
because, she kept saying to me, I need a win, I need a win. And I'm like, Annie, because she tries so hard to try and tell people about this. And she just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. And I'm like, look, you know what? You're doing a great job. Just run some abundance, prosperity, success on yourself. I'm like, just run those frequencies on you. And then the other day she calls me and she goes, I think I have a win, maybe even two. I'm like, yeah, what happened? She goes, I had lent $200 to a neighbor that she said she'd give it back in 48 hours. And she goes, it's been months. And right after she ran the abundance and prosperity one, she goes, there was a knock at the door and the woman gave me my $200 back. So she was so excited about that. And then, because Annie doesn't drive, she's got a lady who's like in her 80s that drives her around to get her groceries and stuff. And so this woman has, I think it's knee trouble or something. So Annie was like, let me run some frequencies on you. And, people don't understand it. So they're like, no, 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 no. Well, doesn't the woman all of a sudden say, sure, I'll let you run some frequencies on me? So she's like, is that a win? I'm like, yes, it is, because that's what you wanted. You wanted someone to hear you. And look, they heard you. And she's willing to give you a chance, and then you're going to have your first testimonial, and then that's how it gets going, right? So it was really cute for her to, I said, just keep running it because, we're our biggest block, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, when we can we know the frequencies work, so why not run those positive frequencies on
Yeah,
ourselves, right?
exactly.
Yeah. And then for me, it was really interesting because I was doing a training on inner voice and AO mind sync. So just for fun before the training, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to scan myself and see what affirmations do I need, right? And I scanned it in AO mind sync and it came up memory memory affirmations. And I had to laugh because my husband is always like, Shaw, stop saying thing. Everything is the thing. He goes, don't you know the words, right? And so he made me aware that, yeah, I'm starting to do that way too often. And so it was just funny when it comes up, memory affirmations. Well, anyway, I did it all. And then while I was working through the afternoon, I had it playing nonstop. And today I was, up at a client's place and we're just walking around her property. And, there was a time where I could name every flower in the garden. I can't do that anymore. And today, when, she's like, oh, I wonder what this is and this and that. And it took me a couple of minutes, but I'm like, that's a Rose of Sharon. And it was just so amazing because I'm like, I haven't been able to do that. And is it just a coincidence that, the day after that I
Yep.
do the, mind sync that my memory's getting better?
Yep.
So I thought that was really cool.
I love that. And this is one this is one challenge because we have so much. It's actually remembering everything that we have and using it. So that's another reason I love this call because it reminds us of all the amazing resources that we have just in the scanner alone. But even Lucy was mentioning our red light mask, which we've got the whole mask and we've got red and blue light as well, and infrared and the throat piece. So you can literally put these anywhere on your body. These are so affordable when you compare them to things on the market. I've had friends that were getting ready to invest in some really high priced red light stuff right before Solex launched this. And I'm like, oh, you can't, don't do that because look what we have for the price we have it at. And it can be used all over the body. The red light band, the hub. Oh my goodness, is that not making waves? But even just our mind sync, the AO tunes. You mentioned the AO tunes also, Lucy. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she said, "My husband just bought me this tuning fork because I'm learning about how amazing tuning forks are." And he bought me my first one. I said, "Do you realize you have all of them in your scanner?" She's like, "What?" I said, "You don't need to buy those. I have over $3,000 worth of tuning forks in my clinic hanging on my wall, and they're all in my scanner." She says, "Oh my gosh." And you can use them anytime. And you don't even have to know which one you need. Run a scan and it'll tell you which one you need. Isn't that amazing? Mind blowing. Ugh. But I love that the memory was improved because I've had to use that one a time or two as well, especially if you lose your keys and you can't find them. How handy is it to have that memory protocol to help you remember what you did with your keys? Oh, that's amazing. Hey, does anybody else have a story to share with us? Got Jesse and Cynthia, and I think that was Mary that popped on the iPhone. Jesse, you're muted, honey. Should be the lower left corner where the audio is. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. Gotcha.
Do permission- do we need to take permission before we run the AO scan on anybody? Let's put it simply, my husband is in hospital. He's pretty abusive. He doesn't understand any of this, so I'm not going to try to explain. But I was just wondering whether it is worth doing something like this on the quiet.
So, Jesse, of course, we have to not invade people, but if you have someone you're going to pray for, are you going to ask their permission or are you just going to pray for them?
Pray for him.
Exactly. And their spirit gets to decide if they accept that or reject it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So we don't do.
Lauren has made sure that our scanner doesn't have anything that can hurt anybody. We can't send anything with ill intention. It's not possible. It's completely safeguarded that only positive, healing, life-giving energy can go out. And we do that with an intention of sincerity and and love and genuineness. But if that spirit doesn't want to accept it, they get to decide that. But we don't have to worry about that. We're not causing harm when we're trying to do good for someone, just like if you were going to pray for them. Because when you pray for them,
Okay.
you're sending frequencies, healing frequencies that way. And their
Yes.
spirit
So it's
still
okay.
has to decide whether or not to accept it.
So it's okay to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yep.
you.
If you were doing something with bad intention, I would say, no, that's not ethical. Yeah. Trying to help somebody, that's what we're supposed to do. And thank you for being vulnerable to ask that question. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything to share with us or questions about the scanner or anything else? Solex. I do see Annie now. And Cynthia, I know you're probably busy with your son and dinner, but if you can unmute, if you have a question or anything to share, that'd be amazing.
Hello.
Hey.
Well, I just right before the call just finished Zumba, so I was just kind of chilling out.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah,
But
you go, girl.
yes, but my story does have to do with me doing Zumba. It is the add-on for Dance Again or Life Pain. Because I deal with chronic pain. Most people, but unless I tell them, they never know. But I'm always like, whenever I work out, I normally would have on my watch, I would have my playlist going, or now that I have that one is automatically built in. And this morning, I did a Zumba class this morning at 6 a.m. and I didn't do the playlist. And I felt the difference, like the pain that I was having, but having to keep going. But I felt the difference. And you might think, oh, this, doesn't work. Because I did have someone that followed back up with someone that I did a free scan for because they were interested in it and just, it was like, oh, I want to know what it's about. And doctor by, in the mindset, in science, which I respect. And they were just stating, is this more, it sounds like it's more of a placebo effect that if you know that you're doing this, like, is that what it is? And I always stated, and that's why I was so happy that you mentioned that. Um, we can't send anything with ill intention, is what I was telling her. And it's like, I know it. And I was like, I get it. It sounds spooky or whatever. And, we're biblical. So I tell that like everything started with the word, everything is frequency. So it's backed up that way. And I told her, so this is how I will always explain it. I can't send anything. I said, it's just like prayer. If I'm praying for you, I'm running it. And I was like, it's interesting that you stated it's a placebo effect. And I gave examples of people that are in other states that just a conversation I was speaking to them. I didn't tell them I was running this thing, but I knew I started asking questions. What are your symptoms? What are you feeling? What are you going through? What's hurting? What's this? And as I'm speaking, I'm creating a personalized playlist for these individuals. And then I followed up and I'm like, man, my hands are starting not to hurt, or my hip is feeling better, my arm is feeling better. And so when I explained it, but it was still was like, I get it. I know you wouldn't do anything bad, but it was, but I was like, well, I can only speak for the results, and I have others that can speak for the results and other testimonials. So this call is so important but one thing, Dr. Sheila, that you are always living rent free in my head is those people wouldn't be for you. Like we can't push ourselves or our product or anything on anyone
Yep,
who is for us or who is for this technology. They're going to be the ones to receive it.
exactly. Yeah.
I always appreciate you saying that. So, but that's my share.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I am so glad that you have this tool to help with this condition that really I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine life like that. And I'm so sorry, but I'm grateful that it found you. And that's what I believe about Solex is it finds the people that are called to it. Not everybody's ready for it. And I was actually on a mastermind call today where a lady was talking about frustration that she had some people, different company, different business setup, but she wanted them to see it the way she saw it. And all I could think is that's not up to us. I mean, we understand the value, it's important to us, and duh, it makes sense to us, but it's not going to make sense to everybody else. And that's really not our business.
Absolutely.
Our business is getting it out there so the people looking can find it because they're looking. There are millions of people needing what we have, but they can't find it if we're not getting it out there.
Absolutely.
They
It's like
need
the
us to
word
share.
tells us one plants, how God we plant the seed, another person waters, and God gets the increase. So we may be the one to initially tell them about it, but later on down the line they may come across somebody else and then
Yeah,
they're watering the seed and they're like, okay, or they're
yeah,
seeing the results. Maybe they get another free scan. And then
yeah,
eventually they may just come right back to you. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. Follow up is important. I know a lot of people are afraid to follow up with people because they're afraid that they're going to be felt as pushy or salesy or and I can tell you in all the time that I've been doing this, I'm not pushy. I'm not a salesperson, but by golly, I am really passionate about making sure that you have what you need in your own house to take care of yourself and your family, because you can't go somewhere else and depend on them to give you the right answers and to give you the right solutions. That is the most important thing to me. And, if I've done something with someone or shared it with them, if they haven't said a hard no, I'm not interested, they're still open, and life happens. My life happens all the time. I mean, stuff just happens, and we don't know what people are walking through. So when you reach out a month later and say, "Hey, we did that scan a month ago. Have you had any time to even think about it? Is it still, resonating in your mind, or, whatever?" And I just wanted to follow up and see, where you're at. And I've never had anybody make me feel like I was being pushy or nosy or, trying to rush them. People are grateful. They're like, "I am so glad you reached out. This still isn't a good time. This thing happened. And, please keep me in mind." So please don't hesitate to follow up with people, because you will lose them if you're not consistent, because it isn't that you're trying to sell people. You genuinely care about these people, and they know that when you keep following up, and they know you're serious when you know you've got something that they need. Until they say hard no, "I'm not interested," they're open. But you've got to trust life is happening, and it's just not always the right time. So, Cynthia, thank you so much. I always appreciate hearing from you. And I love that you do Zumba. Mary, did you have something to share, honey?
Well, I've been using my scanner, and I kind of more have a question. I've been kind of been going on. I went to the hospital because I had pneumonia. It's an ongoing thing. So I don't think it's I think the antibiotics might have did a number, because it settled in my hand, and now I've got arthritis in my wrist, and I have to go on Saturday to help my daughter with her new baby in Juneau. But do you guys have any suggestions? I've been running the arthritis one, but I don't want to take anti-inflammatories, but I need to get my arm back and my hand back.
Yeah.
So any suggestions?
So are you doing the Cephi program and making a Cephi dot with the arthritis or the pain?
Yes, I am.
You're using Cephi dots.
Yeah, and I have the foot detox too.
What about cellular restore?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's one of the Cephi program in the Cephi dot module itself.
Okay, no, I'll have to jot that down.
Okay, so in Cephi, you've got that whole big thing, but then you've also got a single module that's just Cephi dots that's already pre-built stuff, and you can actually scan and find out what you need. But there's arthritis in there, there's pain, there's cellular restore, which I've recently started using. Also, do you use gold?
Yes, I do.
Okay, with your 660 band.
Well, the 660 band quit working, so I sent it in. I'm hoping I'll get it back on time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you need that.
I know. It was working. It was working great.
I would run that 4 times a day, switch, keeping the blood clean. Baptisia is one of the homeopathics in the homeoenergetics. I'd make sure is in your playlist that you're broadcasting.
Okay. All right. So the cellular restore is in the Cephi dot place.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good one. We've got several testimonies on that one.
Okay.
And then how often are you doing the foot detox?
Well, not as much as I need to. I probably should do it like every day.
Yeah, you need to do it every day, and you probably are going to have to start really low. And I would start on 1 as long as you can do it, and then go up to 2 as long as you can do it. So
well, I'm on 5. I can do 5.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's great. And can you do it daily?
Yes, I just have to. Yeah.
And your water intake is adequate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
My body just likes to inflame. It just loves that inflammation. So
yeah, you might need some additional supports.
Okay.
Yeah, to find out, first of all, what's causing that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. And you do know to restore your biome after that load of antibiotics, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you need your good guys back.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make sure that happens. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome. Annie, Shalou stole your thunder and shared all your wonderful stories with us, and we are celebrating with you, and we're so excited for you.
What's that?
You had two wins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. We didn't see you on here, and Shalou wanted us to hear how
Oh,
amazing your wins
no
were.
problem. That's good. It's all good.
That's so exciting. We're celebrating with you.
Yeah. Prosperity?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the doorbell rang.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shalou. Then I didn't have to talk.
Well, we got it in, and it is time for us to go find out what's going on with Solex this week. I am so excited. For those of you that are coming today at Discovery, I cannot wait to see you and hug you. And for those of you that don't have a ticket, we have some. Other people have had a change in plans and they can't make it. So let me know if you'd like to come and we can find you a ticket because you don't want to miss this event. This is an amazing event and there's nothing like being able to be together in person. And it's one of the most exciting times of the whole year. So I love you all so much. I'm so grateful you take time to be here with us and share your story so that the world can hear it. And I cannot wait to see you next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, Sheila.
Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you all.